Have you ever wondered if simply identifying as a religious follower guarantees a place in heaven or paradise after death? A thought-provoking question indeed. Recently, a religious practitioner shared an intriguing finding from a survey conducted among members of a large congregation. The results were striking. 10% of the members were untraceable, 20% never prayed, a quarter never read the scripture, 30% never served in any church activities, 40% never made a donation, and half had never attended Sunday school. A staggering 80% never attended prayer meetings, 90% never held family worship, and 95% had never won a soul for Christ. Yet, astonishingly, 100% planned on entering heaven. This may come as a surprise to some, or perhaps it's no surprise at all. This phenomenon isn't new. Over 2,000 years ago, there were individuals who identified as followers, yet Christ stated that not only would they not enter heaven, they could potentially descend into hell. This isn't to incite fear, but rather to highlight a critical point. Christ once said to religious figures, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you travel across sea and land to make a single proselyte, and when he becomes a proselyte, you make him twice as much a child of hell as yourselves." Matthew 23:15. Many believers interpret this passage as a warning against those who fervently spread the gospel, labeling them as hypocritical scribes, Pharisees, or heretics. They believe that true believers should stay within the church and avoid street evangelism. But is this interpretation accurate? Or is it an excuse made by those unwilling to share the gospel? Let's clarify this. Christ isn't saying that the scribes and Pharisees are worthless, or that guiding people to the church is wrong. He criticizes those who guide people only to make them children of hell. So what was the issue with the scribes and Pharisees? Christ criticized their hypocrisy, self-righteousness, and greed. They adhered to Jewish customs but abandoned God's commandments. They appeared zealous in converting others, yet their motives were often self-serving, seeking to strengthen their religious status and power rather than bearing witness to the truth. Despite the passage of over 2,000 years since these events took place, the spirit of the Pharisees persists. It's a part of human nature, a reality we encounter in every large group. To summarize, identifying as a religious follower doesn't guarantee a place in heaven. True faith involves more than just following rituals. It requires sincere prayer, reading scriptures, serving in the church, making donations, and winning souls for Christ. It's about practicing what is preached, not just in the church but in everyday life. Remember, it's not about the label you wear but the life you lead, and that's a thought to ponder.